Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Cameron Sports Podcast. I'm here with my father, Michael Gavin. Thanks for coming back on to another episode of my podcast.
Good to be here.
I know that you're busy being retired and all, but appreciate you coming on another episode.
Absolutely.
Today's topic we're going to be talking about, of course, my internship. From what you guys don't know, I'm an intern for the Columbus River Dragons hockey team here in Columbus, Georgia. The season has been going really, really well. I'm enjoying the internship, and we're getting closer down to the end of the regular season, heading to the playoffs. I wanted to talk about a couple of things with about the River Dragons and about our last couple of games we had back in January 27th. We played the Prowlers and beat them 7-0. So. And then turn around the next day on the 28th and beat them 8-3, and that was our pink the rink night right here. And to support breast cancer awareness. And I said I fight for family, friends, and myself, of course. So those are the top three things important to me. So what do you think?
Really good. It's very, any team that, does something to support breast cancer awareness, I'm all for it. It's really enlightening, touching, for the people that go through breast cancer. So it really is something that's awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. And we had a lot of merch that we sold, and it was pretty good crowd size at the game. Even though I know you wasn't there, but it was pretty good. And plus got the win. And I was picked up our 25th and 26th win of the season. At that point of the season, swept the Prowlers during that weekend, and then of course they played Danbury the following week after that. Game one, they beat them 2-1 in overtime. And Danbury Hat Tricks, a pretty good hockey team. They lead their division, the Empire Division, of course, and we lead the Continental Division. So we're both number one seeds in our division. But then, of course, we picked up 27th win. Thomas Osworth scored the goal. Cody Rogers scored the winning goal in overtime in that game. But in game two, we did lose 5-4 in overtime. So back-to-back overtime games.
Right.
Turned around and lost to them that time. And that was only the sixth loss of the season for us at that point. But, of course, Alex Sturgeon and Jacob Kelly scored, and Jay Crew scored. We finished 2-2, like I said, split the regular season with Danbury. So who knows, we might see them in the playoffs. But speaking of the playoffs, right now, like I said, we are officially in the playoffs. Now, the way, I know you don't know how private hockey playoffs work, but the way the FPHL works is it's the best of three.
Okay.
So each round, all the way to the championship, is a best of three.
Gotcha.
And right now, if the playoffs started right now, the matchups would be the Bennington Blackbears versus Elmira, the Thunderbirds versus Port Huron Prowlers, Danbury versus Watertown Wolves, and the River Dragons versus Motor City Rockers. So it'd be a best of three. I think from what I saw, the top seed, the higher seeds play on the road first. Even though that's pretty interesting. But at game 2 and 3, we host, so pretty much it's home field advantage. The playoffs start April 21st, so it's about 11 more home games left in the season, and the playoffs start April 21st. And like I said, you plan on trying to come to at least one playoff game?
I've seen the River Dragons play before. If you haven't been to a hockey game, it's very interesting. It's fun to see, especially the fights. Everybody enjoy the fights. So if you're able to go to one. It's really fun.
Yeah, I would very recommend it. To go to a Columbus River Dragons game. Any local River Dragons fans in the city or in Phoenix City, Alabama, definitely go to a game and get you some merch before the playoffs start to be able to cheer us on. Cause like I said, I want to ring. You know what I'm saying? And maybe put case right here, but yeah, like I said, I pretty much like I said I ain't the most knowledgeable person when it comes to hockey, but
Right.
I learned and studied the game, especially when I commentated my first play-by-play game on our YouTube channel, on our Columbus River Dragon YouTube channel. So hopefully, like I said, I
Yes.
definitely would like to cap that off with a win. But yeah, like I said, I definitely enjoyed the fight. So I got an interview or article writing about one of our players, Thomas Osworth. So y'all stay tuned for that. I have an interview with him and Jay Krupp, who's on the cover of this right here. So we got some stuff coming for the channel. So expect that to come soon. And but yeah, let's get on to the next topic.
All right.
Like I said, recently LeBron.
Before you start off, Cameron, I just wanted to say Cameron's doing a great job. You have time, just get on, support him, and he's doing an outstanding job. Something that's gonna help him in his career. So he's a good kid, and I'm very proud of him. So support him. If you have time, check him out, support him.
And like I said, for time the press the subscribe button, or got a friend, hit first subscribe button. So appreciate that. Like I said, and more stuff coming. I'm having stuff like a mic soon. So as you see, got a little thing to cover the table. So I'm improving a little bit on the channel. So just bit by bit, But
just keep up the good work. You're doing good.
I appreciate that. Like I said, next up we got some NBA news right here. Of course, as you know, LeBron became the all-time leading scorer in NBA. How you feel about that?
I feel like that's great. Like overall, I feel like LeBron is an outstanding player. Not only a player, but a father, husband, and a lot of people don't know that you don't see his name in the tabloids about really anything bad, like any scandals or anything. I know a lot of people don't like him because, LeBron's a crybaby or whatever. Overall, LeBron, he's an outstanding player. Like, he's one of the best. Wouldn't say he's the GOAT yet. Maybe he will be one day, but I don't think so just yet. But it's a great accomplishment. It's outstanding.
I was gonna say, did you ever thought someone would break Kareem's record?
In the early years, I did not. I didn't think there was gonna be
maybe a
player after.
Maybe a player that plays this long at a dominant level.
Well, yeah. After Jordan, I would say after Jordan retired, he decided he wasn't gonna play anymore. I didn't think there was gonna be another player that would come along that could break that record, but. LeBron proved us wrong. So, and like I said, it's a great accomplishment.
I mean, I'll say is that, even though I'm not a LeBron fan, I do respect him. Like I said, I don't hate him. When he came to the Lakers, I was happy about that. But of course, you got LeBron fans. Oh, now he the GOAT. He did this, he that. Like, hold on, slow down. Like me as a Laker fan, like if we win the title this year, I may put him ahead of Kobe. I'd be like, okay, you become an all-time leading scorer. We 13th in the West. And now you lead us to a championship. I'll give him to him then. But I feel like I was impressed, but I wasn't overly happy because we were losing and we lost that game. So,
and don't get me wrong, he wasn't the one that stopped the game.
Yeah.
Whoever's in charge stopped the game.
Yeah.
Understand it's a great accomplishment, but maybe put a bug in somebody or LeBron and say, hey, okay, I did it. We're still playing the game. Can you recognize me after the game? We still have a game to play and I want to win. So, and I think that's a lot of people looked at it like, okay, they stopped the game to recognize LeBron for this accomplishment. They were losing.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't like that's but hey, that's how the sports world works. So
I mean, like I said, I ain't got no problem with that. It's just that, like, us losing and still being 13th in the West, I'm not as happy about it, So, but it is what it is. Like I said, but would you consider him the best scorer of all time now? Because some people say now he averages more points than Kobe or just as much as Durant. Do you think even though he's all time leading scorer, do you think he's the best pure scorer?
I would put him in the top 5.
I say that. I say that too. I would definitely say top 5, but I wouldn't say just pure best scorer. Like, cause like you gotta, like even though he shoots the three better than Jordan and Kobe and stuff like that, but I feel like driving the basketball is more his suit. So
right. And two, if I looking at the players now, maybe 2 players that I feel that probably could pass LeBron for all-time leading scorer. Steph Curry or Giannis. Those are the only 2 that I look at right now. That
I don't know. I'll say KD. I feel like KD. I say KD and Giannis. I don't know about Steph. Like I said, because KD is 7 feet tall. He can shoot over everybody. So, and plus he's already getting climbing more. He's top 15 in scoring. So I feel like KD. I don't think he will. Cause like I said, I don't know if he take care of his body like LeBron, but I feel like that's him and Giannis.
Yeah, the only thing that I want, the reason why I want to say KD, he gets injured a lot. And
I mean, so does LeBron too now.
But if you look at it, KD's injuries have been more serious than the injuries that LeBron has had. So I don't know, maybe if he changes work ethic or put on a little more weight.
The reason I say he might break it because he can't shoot. He don't really rely on his athletic ability like Giannis, or Westbrook. Like he can shoot the mid-range really, really well. He shoots 3 really, really well. He's an excellent free throw shooter. So he's playing some of the before he got hurt. He's playing some of the best basketball of his career. So
I can't say that he's all around inside outside shooter. So pretty much hit from anywhere on the floor.
Exactly. I feel like by the time he retires, he's going to be a top 10 all-time scorer.
Yeah.
I feel like best career scorer, I would never put KD in that top. KD, LeBron, Jordan, Kobe. I put some of them in like Kareem. So.
Right.
But like, I'll say one thing. Some people say like, oh, Kareem's record don't mean that because of different eras of basketball. I feel like it's basketball period. I feel like eras don't matter. Like they feel like the skyhook will get blocked today. Like I was talking to a classmate and telling him it's basketball. Like that man's 7'2". Like if you 7'2", ain't no Embiid and Giannis ain't blocking that. Like if you're going up like this, like you're not blocking.
That's one thing that I do hate when they in sports they talk about, oh, this is a different era, this is a different era. It's all football. It's all basketball, it's all baseball. No matter what era it was in, 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, 2020. It's football, baseball, basketball, all of that. So people are going to say what they want to say. Oh, LeBron, he broke the record. Well, they can say, well, Kareem didn't have to shoot threes to get the record, Okay, it doesn't matter. Things change over time. So, I mean, people going to have bad things to say. People going to have good things to say. But overall, it's a great accomplishment,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I definitely give it to LeBron. And hopefully, if he can win a title within the next couple of years, or at least one more, I'll arguably then maybe put him ahead of Kobe or, closer to Jordan. But I still got him top 3. He's a top 5 scorer all the time. And I definitely respect him. Like I said, not too many people giving him his respect. But like I said, move on. Let's try to work on getting the championship. At least getting to the playoffs. Get somewhat relevant because right now we're not relevant. Yeah.
So I feel like they did make a move. They do have a good supporting cast at this time. So what they need to do is once they get everybody there, that they traded for. Once everybody learns the system, get the plan on the same level, understand each role that each player has, then I think they could make a move.
Yeah, I was about to say, speaking of that, to talk about the NBA trade deadline that happened a couple of days ago. Like I said, speaking of help, Kyrie got traded to Dallas. He dropped 24 points and 5 assists in his debut over a win over the Clippers. KD got traded to the Suns.
Okay.
Russ got traded to Utah, but he's about to get bought out. So, but I think the top suitors are the Clippers, your Bulls, and the Heat. I don't know which one of them gonna sign him. I think he gets bought out. D'Lo, Malik Beasley, Vanderbilt, and Mo Bamba got acquired by my Lakers. The Warriors traded James Wiseman to Detroit. So those are some of the big trades that happened. So what do you think of some of them, like Kyrie going to Dallas?
Kyrie, of course, the Nets have taken a big hit out with losing Kyrie, and
they're fifth in the West. So you think they're gonna drop down out of the playoffs, or do you
the Nets?
Yeah. If the playoffs start today, they'll be in. You think they're gonna be able to hold on and stay in the playoffs?
I think they
did get some good pieces like Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson,
Dinwiddie.
They got Dinwiddie from Kyrie. They got Dorian Finney-Smith from Dallas. So they got some good pieces. They got a lot of wings. Still got Ben Simmons. I don't know if they're gonna keep him.
By the time playoff, at worst, I think they'll fall down to a play-in position.
Play-in.
But the Nets did. The franchise took a big hit. I'm trying to understand because the Nets, they were playing. They kind of started off slow. Then mid-season,
they won like 10, 12, 15 straight.
They were hot. Like
KD was healthy like that.
KD was healthy. Kyrie was healthy, and they were balling. Then KD got hurt, and it kind of went down a little bit. I just feel like with Kyrie, he's a good player. When things go bad, I feel like he want to bail out. Like, hey, I'm not happy here. I want to move on.
He did in Cleveland, Boston.
Yeah, exactly.
And Brooklyn, and so.
I think Kyrie wants to be the man.
But he had the chance to be the man in Boston, and that failed.
Well, it was his own fault.
Yeah, it was.
And that's the thing. I'm like, okay, you had just won a championship with Cleveland. You and LeBron. Who's to say if y'all would have stayed together, y'all probably could have won the next year. But he didn't want to stay on LeBron's shadow. So, hey, let me go somewhere where I can be the man. You had the opportunity, you blew it several times.
I mean, well, to be fair, they did go against KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond, and lost. Beat him 5 year and then swept the next. So maybe I don't know. Maybe he was frustrated after that. Like I don't know.
Well, I understand playing without firepower, and hey, some things you can't help. It's just they were more talented than Cleveland was. So
I understand. Like I just, as a Laker fan, I am disappointed. I wanted to bang the table and said, dang it, because I thought we literally had a chance, because he wanted to come to LA, the Lakers, I think, and I was like, willing to trade Russ, really, even before the season started, willing to trade Russ for a bag of chips, even though I like Russ, I just love my Lakers more. Yeah. But I just thought that we were gonna get him, but they offered I was like, I don't care, give Brook, because by then 2027, 29, LeBron gonna be gone. Like I said, AD gonna be old, not winning championship. There's no guarantee those players gonna be a Victor Wanyama or whoever. It ain't no promise we gonna get no superstar player.
But sometimes it's money. It's dealing with the money. Like if a team wants to put out so and so amount of money to get a player, that's basically what it boils down to. Hey, do we have enough money to get this player? Even though he will make our team a whole lot better.
I seen one year the Lakers, when they saw Luol Deng, what was it? I think was it Luol Deng? They paid him like 8 years money to not play. So they got money. Money can't be no object. They paid him money to not play.
Or I mean, the management maybe they looked at it like Kyrie might not be a good fit with the Lakers. I don't,
Well, he'll be a free agent after this season, so I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know if he's gonna stay in Dallas, but I feel like with LeBron, Kyrie, I don't know. Hopefully, I can't even say because he did that stuff in Brooklyn. That arguably probably the biggest disappointment. Kyrie, Harden, and KD.
Yes.
They said they played a total of because it's a full 72 games, and that's not even a full NBA season in 3.5
Should
years.
be 82.
They played 72 total.
72 that year.
You know what I'm saying? Total, like with KD.
Together, okay.
Yeah, 82 games.
It was a big mess. It did not, it didn't work. And once they had landed there, they had already put the Nets. This Nets going to the championships, but it did not work at all. So, and now none of the three players are there anymore.
I mean, like you said, I say play in because they are the 4th, 5th seed. The East is not as strong as the West, so I say at best they could. Because with the Heat, you got the Heat, Hawks, some pretty good, decent teams. I feel like they probably could. Maybe the Raptors. I don't know the Raptors. I have to check the standings. I feel like they could at best be like I said, play in because you have to get the 6th seed to avoid to play in.
Right.
So I feel like at best they could get the 7th seed, 7th, 8th seed if they make the playoffs at best, and they'll probably have to play Boston and get swept again.
Right.
But, I don't know. Maybe they play a little better. Like you ain't got no superstars. You got some good wing defenders. Nicky Claxton. They got some good players. Nicky Claxton, Ben Simmons. He lead the league in blocks. Nicky Claxton, Ben Simmons. If Ben Simmons can stay healthy mentally, I don't know what's wrong with him.
And they do have some good players. They don't have that one. Well, now they don't have that one superstar player, but
they could if Ben Simmons just step up on that.
If they do make the playoffs, they probably will get swept first round.
Yeah, like I said, they get the 7th, 8th seed because the first 2 seeds right now is Boston and Milwaukee. So and you ain't got no superstar firepower to go against Tatum and Brown or Giannis. So yeah, I think they'll probably that right there would be a clean sweep. And then of course you got KD to the Suns. So what do you think about that? Do you think the Suns are the favorite in the West? If KD, CP3, and D-Book all stay healthy,
I do think the Suns will, with adding Kevin Durant to their roster, I do think they will be one of the favorites.
But right now Denver's the number 1 seed.
Denver is number 1 seed, but they have Jokic, Jamal Murray. I just feel like Denver, they probably will finish the season as a top seed. I just feel like playoff time come, they just gonna fall off. Because you have teams like Golden State that's probably maybe a game over 500 now. Yeah. That when they come playoff time, they just go to another level. I don't think Denver is gonna. They might make it to the second round. I don't think they're gonna go forward the second round. You also have Memphis. That's always play great in the playoffs. And like I said, Phoenix with adding Durant to that roster for Phoenix.
I mean, they did lose some defense. They people like Shannon Sharp saying, what defense do they got now? Because is DeAndre Ayton going to be able to stop somebody like a Jokic? Because when he put in the finals, Giannis put a number on 50 piece in that game 6. They lost Mikal Bridges, who finished runner-up in Defensive Player of the Year. They lost him. Cam Johnson can play defense. So they did. And then you got to worry about CP3 staying healthy. Like, will he pull something? So maybe, but
I just feel like that they can play together, which I think they can. That they can.
Yeah, with KD, he don't need the ball. So I feel like he can pretty much play with anybody almost.
I just feel like with adding KD to that equation, it's gonna make Booker. Just gonna make him better. He's already an outstanding player, so I think it's a good fit. And you got that, too, you're adding a lot of, what's the word I'm trying to say? I just had a brain fart. Knowledge, bringing out a lot more knowledge to the table, because KD, he's been in the league for a while, so be a good thing for him to
and bring a championship experience to the team. So
talk to the younger players, and
I mean, but yeah, I see. But would you say, like, would you want to say who do you think coming out the West now, or you got to see more time when KD come back?
I can't say right now, but I do. Like I said, Phoenix stock just went up a whole lot with adding KD to their roster. So
Dallas, I see Dallas. There's one. I don't know. I wouldn't say they could come out the West, but they got some firepower now. Luka got some help now.
Yeah, I think Dallas stock just went up also. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. And of course, my Lakers, I wouldn't put us championship contenders, but with D'Lo, we did get some shooting, did get baby space. I think Russ. I don't know. I'm just tired of watching him shooting, jacking up shots and threes, and then like Bron and AD got to stand there. Like I feel like we need shooters so that way AD can play 1-on-1, LeBron can play 1-on-1, and like every time we go out play team, they daring us to shoot. So
yeah, I just feel like some players need to know their role. Like, okay, you have LeBron as a shooter, AD is a shooter, inside, outside. Russ, you don't need to be out there shooting threes.
Exactly.
Your best game is driving to the basket. If you driving to the basket, too many, like, if you on your game, you balling, like, that's, you should stick to that, like, because you're not a great 3-point shooter.
Right? I mean, like I said, even though we're not basketball players, like, I just feel like if I could tell Russ, I'd be like, you one of the best players to ever play this game, top 75 player. But it's like, do what you do best, like drive to the. Well, we've seen the Russ. I've seen the OKC drive to the basketball.
That's his game.
Do that. So you stop shooting it. You not three. And one thing I don't get is if you keep missing. I don't understand that saying shoot or shoot, but you're not a shoot. If you keep missing, I would think like, okay, I'm hurting the team. Let me drive to the basket. At least I get a better opportunity, a better percentage of making it.
That's his game.
Now if they come to the basket and try to block it, I'm gonna guess what I'm gonna do? Dish it to AD or LeBron. That's it. I would think that, but I will admit I was one of those Laker fans when we got Russ and saying we gonna win the championship, and I can admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like Skip Bayless, but I feel like he was right. I can admit that I was wrong.
But
it working with Russ.
Some people just need to know their role. If you were the man on another team, maybe you coming into this team, they already got 2 guys like that's, okay. So I'm gonna have to take a step back. I'm coming to a good team, but they already got the shooters. So I'm gonna play this role right here, just to help my team.
I mean, I ain't
not going in thinking I'm gonna take over and be the man. Like, just play your role.
Now with him getting traded and possibly bought out, do you think this is near? Because like a lot of players like Carmelo Anthony are out of the league, Dwight Howard, like. They're pretty much getting pushed out the league. Yeah. Do you think in the next year or two, Russ might get pushed out? Because this is about his 5th team in 5-6 years.
Yeah, I think he is probably on his way out. Yeah, absolutely.
Because once you, like, at that level, once you get bought out, like, and you're a top 75 player, like.
Unless maybe if he go to maybe a mediocre team where he can be the man.
I mean, the teams are interested in him are your Bulls, the Clippers, and the Heat. The Clippers, at least the Bulls, and they are kind of playoff contenders. They're in that range of like a play-in.
Yeah.
So teams that are interested in him are teams that are like in the lottery. They're actually teams that are playoff contenders.
And maybe those teams look at him like he'll be a good fit for our team. Maybe he'll fit in better with one of those teams than he did with the Lakers.
Well, the Clippers, they kind of might need a point guard because they did get rid of all their point guards, trading Reggie Jackson and trading John Wall.
Right.
So they pretty much have no point guard, nothing but forwards and wings.
So it remains to be seen where he'll land.
I hate to see him out of the league, but I just think it was best like to
yeah.
But that was a really interesting trade deadline. Like I said, a real good one. Like I said, a lot of teams got better. I know your Bulls didn't make no trades, so
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be interesting down the stretch. So a lot
yeah,
of basketball to be played.
yeah, a lot of left. Now, next topic, of course, NFL. We got the Hall of Fame, the NFL award ceremony, and the Super Bowl. First, I want to say, I don't know if you heard. Did you hear about the 2023 Hall of Fame class?
Heard a little bit
We
about
got
it.
the
Darrell
Reeves,
Reeves.
Rondé Barber, Joe Thomas, DeMarcus Ware, Zach Thomas, Don Coryell, Chuck Howell, Joe Coleco, and Ken Riley. Now, of course, I ain't surprised about Darrell Reeves. That's arguably the second best corner, I think, in my opinion, to Deion Sanders.
Right.
I don't know if Rondé Barber, like I said, a real good player.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps he was a part of the 02 Bucks, which you could argue is one of the best defenses of all time.
Right.
With Warren Sapp and Derrick Brooks.
Yep.
And
Derrick Brooks.
John Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a lot. That's pretty amount of Hall of Fame they had on that defense.
Oh yeah, it was an outstanding defense.
And of course, Joe Thomas, one of the best offensive linemen. DeMarcus Ware,
Mm-hmm.
one of the best pass rushers.
Mm-hmm.
They played with Dallas and Denver. And yeah, like I said, what do you think?
I think it's an outstanding class.
Who's your favorite out of this class? You would say.
My favorite probably would be Darrell Reeves and Rondé Barber. Reeves is just outstanding player. Barber also. I don't know. He just seemed like he was a team player, and like he wasn't flashy. Like he just knew his role on the team, helped his team out, and he's an outstanding player.
So I think he was a real good player, especially on the defense, and helped Tampa win the Super Bowl that year. Like I said, I think well deserved. He had to wait a little bit, but of course I feel like Darrell Reeves is a no brainer.
Right.
That right there is really a no brainer. But yeah, that's definitely the 2023 Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame class. Darrell Reeves, Rondé Barber, Joe Thomas, DeMarcus Ware, Zach Thomas, Don Coryell, Chuck Howell, Joe Coleco, Ken Riley is your 2023 class that will be enshrined around the the Hall of Fame game when it's played in August.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get on to the award winners. Now, like I said, I know before we talked about, well, it was, of course, in the end of the card, talk about Offensive Player of the Year. Then it was announced that Justin Jefferson won Offensive Player of the Year. Nick Bosa won Defensive Player of the Year. Garrett Wilson, wide receiver for the New York Jets, won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Sauce Gardner won Defensive Rookie of the Year, also for the cornerback for the Jets. Brian Daypool won Coach of the Year. Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year. And Patrick Mahomes won MVP. So, what do you think of any of those? Any of those surprise you, or you agree with all of those?
I pretty much agree with all of them. The only one that I just had some questions about was the Offensive Rookie of the Year. I didn't know too much about him.
Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, I didn't. I saw a little bit of him.
He did break the Jets record for most receiving yards.
Right. But I think overall, well deserved. Patrick Mahomes,
second MVP in five years as a starter.
I think it was a no-brainer that he was probably going to win.
I mean, I feel like if Jalen Hurts would have got, do you feel like Jalen Hurts would stay healthy those last couple games, he would have won it?
I felt like it would have been.
Or you think Mahomes still would have won it?
I think Mahomes would have still won. I think the votes would have been a little bit closer.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the awards are well deserved. Nick Bosa, of course.
Yeah, I feel like that 18.5 sack. I feel like that's definitely a no-brainer right there.
He had an outstanding year. I felt like I don't know who came in second for a decent record.
I know you had
Chris Jones would be my pick after Nick Bosa.
Chris Jones, you had Michael Parsons, and you had
Michael Parsons was third. And that's my opinion.
You had Matthew Judon from the Patriots.
Yeah.
Right?
All of those players overall had great seasons. So
yeah, they really did. Like I said, I agree with all of them. Offensive Player of the Year, well, except for Coach of the Year. I feel like Nick Sirianni should have been a candidate. I don't know how he was a candidate. Like, you went from 9-8, lost in the first round, lead the Eagles to the #1 seed, Yeah, Jalen Hurts is an MVP candidate. AJ Brown, 1,000 yards. Devontae Smith, 1,000 yards. I feel like he should. I feel like he should have been a candidate. I would have picked him.
Yeah.
To be coach of the year.
And I do think the what's the Giants coach?
Brian Daypool. He was.
I think he did deserve it.
I mean, yeah, he definitely deserved it. So he definitely did. But yeah, those are definitely some of the award winners right there. But yeah. Oh, like I said, sorry y'all. Important call. Go ahead and answer it real quick.
Okay, I'll return shortly.
He'll be back with us. But now of course, as you know, guys know, the Super Bowl is tomorrow. Well, when you see this episode today, now we got Patrick Mahomes in the Kansas City Chiefs versus Jalen Hurts in the Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl 57. Now, Patrick Mahomes is a two-time league MVP. He won it in his first season as a starter back in 2018. He had 5,000 yards, over 50 touchdown passes, and that was back in 2018. And he also, of course, won it this year. He threw 5,000 yards again and 41 touchdown passes. Now, like I said, that's the second time he threw 5,000 yards in 5 years as a starter. He's been in the league 6 years, but he became a starter his second year because that first year they had Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes sat down all that year and only played in the last game of the season. Now, he also has on his resume a Super Bowl MVP, Offensive Player of the Year. He's 1-1 in Super Bowls, so he's been to 2. This will be his third. Every year Patrick Mahomes has been a starter. He's went to the AFC Championship game. He has not played one road playoff game. And I don't know, like I said, he's the best quarterback in the league. I think Justin Herbert's up there with him, but right now, Patrick Mahomes is the best. I feel like there's no question about it. I know some people like Skip Bayless, on Undisputed, says Joe Burrow. I feel like Joe Burrow is up there. He's probably the second best. But Patrick Mahomes is by far the best because, like I said, on his resume, he got Super Bowl MVP, two-time league MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, been in the AFC Championship game 5 straight years, thrown for 5,000 yards twice, and like I said, and been in the Super Bowl twice, which would be his third. And yeah, like I said, Patrick Mahomes as a 5-year starter will be real good now. And like I said, I hope that he continues to be great, which I know he will. Yeah, thanks for coming back. I know you had an important call to make. I was just telling them that, Patrick Mahomes' accolades of being a 2-time league MVP, Super Bowl MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, been in 2 Super Bowls, 1-1. Every year he's been a starter. He's been in the AFC Championship game. Never played a road playoff game, and thrown for 5,000 yards twice at 5 years as a starter. So, because that first year he sat down. So
right.
And I feel like in my opinion, he's the best quarterback in the league.
Right now, he is.
Now there's some people that say he probably can surpass Tom Brady. Maybe in stats, I don't know, but I don't know as a GOAT.
Maybe in stats, I don't know if he would surpass him as many Super Bowls, but I do feel like he can, if he continues on the pace that he's on, that he could absolutely pass Tom Brady.
I mean, like I said, we'll definitely see, but yeah, as far as y'all know, it's just about a player, it's a team game. And now for the main event of today's topic, Super Bowl 57 between the Chiefs and the Eagles. Now, of course, the Chiefs finished 14-3 in the regular season. They were number 1 seed, AFC champs. They won the AFC West 7 straight years in a row. I know that's sad for me and you both being a Raider and Chargers fan. I'm kind of getting sick and tired of winning every year in a row. It's starting to get boring. So I just hope the Chargers realize that and Brandon Staley gets his act together, please. Now, they finished the season with over 400 total first downs. They went 94 out of 193 on third down conversions. They were 9 for 12 on fourth down conversions. They had over 7,000 total offensive yards, 61 touchdowns, had like 26 sacks, and Patrick Mahomes threw for over 5,000 yards, 41 touchdown passes, and only 12 interceptions. Isaiah Petcho, the rookie out of Rutgers, had 830 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns. Travis Kelce had over 110 catches, over 1,300 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Now, they beat the Jags in the division round 27-20. Patrick Mahomes did get hurt in that game, but they still won it. They beat the Bengals in Burrowhead 23-20 in the AFC Championship game. So, what do you think about the Chiefs?
They have a great team, Dave.
Even losing Tyreek?
Yeah, it don't seem like they missed a beat. They feel some pieces after losing Tyreek Hill, and they kept pushing. And overall, I think this probably one of their greatest seasons ever.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like I said, I think that even with Patrick Mahomes, I feel like they were still gonna be serious contenders. I just thought the offense not as explosive. It's still really good, but it's just not explosive. Like you don't have to fear nobody going on top of you.
Yeah, I don't feel like it.
But then again, for Patrick Mahomes, he don't have to worry about I have to get Tyreek the ball, I have to get Travis the ball.
Right.
He can spread it around.
Yeah, and I think that's what that worked for them this year. I don't think a player feel like they just had it. Like if you're open, I'm gonna get it to you, and so be it. That player not mad because he threw it to this player or whatever. And I think that chemistry works with them. And they're in the Super Bowl, so apparently it did.
And been in the AFC Championship game 5 straight years in a row.
5 straight years.
That's crazy. Like not one in a row playoff game since Patrick Mahomes been started. But on to the NFC team, the Philadelphia Eagles. They also finished 14-3, number 1 seed, NFC champs. The NFC they won the NFC East. This is the 3rd time in the last 6 years. They won in 2017, 2019, and now 2022. They was 222 third down conversions, 22 out of 32 on fourth down conversions. So that's pretty good. They were better on fourth down than third down. They had over 6,000 total offensive yards, 59 touchdowns, and the Eagles' defensive line had over 70 sacks, 4 different players with 10 sacks, especially with Hassan Reddick. That's another thing I forgot to say for defensive player of the year. I feel like Hassan Reddick should have been in the conversation for that.
With those numbers for the defense that added up to that many sacks is outstanding.
They had 4 different guys, and Phillips Cox had 8 sacks. So they wrote. That's one thing I can say about the Eagles. They rotate. They on the D line. They got players. Even the second string, like they stay. Even when a player get hurt, like Jordan Davis or Fletcher Cox, they still like they can fill in.
Right.
They still, and they got Ndamukong Suh. They got some Joseph. So they got depth.
Yeah.
That's not an issue.
Overall, the Philadelphia Eagles, they have an outstanding defense, and you can't overlook the secondary.
Oh no, we did. Darius Slay and Bradbury. Like, I feel like don't get me wrong, Travis Kelce. I feel like I wouldn't fear their receivers, but Travis Kelce probably don't not fear, of course.
Right. And I feel like if they can get the pressure on Mahomes and keep it on Mahomes, then the Eagles got a pretty good chance.
They got to be careful because he did play baseball. Watching Mahomes, we should know he gonna find a way to get the ball, sling it over. He got to do no look pass. So I feel like the Eagles gonna have to.
But if you look at it, when they played the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, they kept pressure on Mahomes. And I feel like this defense is better than that defense that the Bucs had that year. So if they can get the pressure on him and take him out of his game, I think that the Eagles have a chance.
Yeah. Now for their offense, Jalen Hurts, he had over 3,000 total, 3,000 passing yards, 22 passing touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. He had over 700 rushing yards, 13 rushing touchdowns. Miles Sanders had over 1,000 yards and had 1,200 yards, 11 rushing touchdowns. Right. A.J. Brown had 88 catches, over 1,400 yards, and they beat with 11 touchdowns. They beat the Giants 38-7 in the divisional round, beat the 49ers 31-7. Now, in the NFC Championship game, some people say the Eagles had it easy, but I mean, it's the playoffs. You play who you play. So.
Right. I don't get where they like. Okay, they're the top seed, so uh, if you want the top seed, play better. So it's not their fault they get matched up with this team.
Yeah, exactly. Then the Giants were hot, pretty much. They went in and beat the Vikings at Minnesota.
And I know what you're saying. People look at it. Oh, they had a look at the Eagles. They're playing the Giants, Daniel Jones, and then what's the Johnson guy from 49 that took over Purdy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Tyron Johnson.
Come on now.
Josh Johnson. Yeah.
Come on, everybody's a pro. Like the playoffs, like it's not their fault that.
I mean, yeah.
That happened to those teams.
I mean, well, they did knock Brock Purdy out the game, so he did play. It's not like he walked in there injured or he was injured before that game. Hassan Reddick, like I said, he had 2 sacks in that game, and they could have knocked him out of the game. They couldn't do nothing but run the ball. So that's just the Eagles' defense being dominant.
Yeah,
to me.
And I don't like the Eagles played the 49ers, who has a top defense. So I don't understand how they had it easy. Like, okay. I don't think there's no easy like teams made it to a playoff for a reason. So
yeah,
and sometimes it end up in a blowout. Sometimes it's close. So but people have their different views on the games and everything. So
like I said, I agree. And now for our predictions on the game. Like I said, I was going back and forth. Of course, I got love for the Eagles. Also, even though not technically still a fan, of course I root for the Chargers, but still got love for them. Of course, I don't like the Chiefs. I went back and forth with this. Now, of course, either team, I feel like it won't be a blowout, but if it was, I feel like the Eagles would more likely blow out the Chiefs than the Chiefs the Eagles, because I feel like the Chiefs got the better quarterback and coach, but the Eagles got the better overall team. So, and I think I got the Eagles 29-24. And I got Jalen Hurts or Hassan Reddick as a Super Bowl MVP, but I'm gonna go with Hurts. But it would not surprise me if Hassan Reddick won MVP, because if he wins MVP, he's probably gonna have like 3 sacks.
I got the Eagles 33-30 over the Kansas City Chiefs. That's my prediction. 33-30.
Oh, you got a Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl MVP. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that it's Miles Sanders. It's gonna be a person that you don't even think about.
Okay, because they got to run the ball. I thought about it, like I said, but that is a good pick. Like I said, I just went Jalen Hurts or Hassan Reddick because I feel like he's been dominant in both playoff games against the Giants and the 49ers.
And I even go as far as saying this: it could be a defensive player. Slay could be also the MVP. So
yeah, if it's Darius Slay, that means Patrick Mahomes. I don't know, he might get a couple picks. So 30. Like I said, both got pretty much a close game. Like I said, I got 29-24.
But you never know with the Super Bowl. Anything can happen. It's unpredictable.
Like I said, if you never know. And I just hope for a great game. Hope everybody enjoy it. Like I said, it's sad that this is the last NFL game of the season, but I'm still gonna be bringing more news and different sports. Like you still got the NBA, you got March Madness, and you got the USFL coming up. So. It still got hockey, my internship, so I'm going to bring a lot of more stuff. And you got the NFL draft, I'm going to be talking about that, the process of that. So, but yeah, 29-24, and you got the Eagles 33-30.
33-30.
And like I said, let me know what y'all predictions are for tomorrow/today's games. Pretty much when I post it, y'all, it'll be the next day. And hopefully y'all got close games, or whether you got the Chiefs or the Eagles. It really doesn't matter, but I appreciate you coming up on another episode of the show. Like I said, I know you've been enjoying retirement.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, like I said, I know that this ain't the best podcast right now, but I promise you, one day it will be, and it's gonna be more guests. Maybe there's still my dad coming on, so we'll see about that. But I appreciate you coming again.
All right, son.
And I'll catch y'all next episode. Y'all stay blessed.